Hi everyone, it's Catherine here for Mickey Finger Cat. Apologies, I am full of a cold, and so I'm doing this voiceover, and I'm really sorry about my voice. But I need to do voiceovers straight after I've done projects, really, otherwise I forget what I've done, and I end up rambling loads. So I sound worse than I feel, I think. This is towards the end of it, the cold, I'm hoping, because I've been off work for a whole week with it, where I couldn't even get out of bed. So this is an improvement. I'm actually up, I'm crafting. I just sound absolutely dreadful. So, hey ho. Right, enough rambling about that, and apologies once again that I sound dreadful. So you'll see I've grabbed my Kingston Crafts Pet Collection kit, and I've had a rummage through all of the die cut elements, sorted them all out, and pulled out the things that I think I might use for this project, which is to make some Easter cards. I knew when I don't have a pet, first of all, so, it's a bit difficult for me sometimes when I get design team products that I'm like, oh, I don't really do pets myself. I mean, I absolutely adore next door's cat. I love other people's pets, but they're not mine. So yeah, so I was a bit like, But I also spotted that these rabbits were in the collection because obviously rabbits are pets. So I thought, oh, Easter cards. Now, some of the papers are very specifically dog or cat based papers, whereas this sort of like spotty one, obviously generic, bit rainbowy. I thought, yeah, this will work. So I make 3 cards, one for my parents, and one for each of my aunties. One of them is auntie and uncle, but and I use these pet collection stuff because I'm probably not going to use it for anything else. I think what I will do is make some generic cards out of the supplies I've got left that are cat and dog type ones, that then can go into the charity box because other people will enjoy them, even if it's not something that I personally would probably send. So I have got the 2 little banners stickers that I have mounted onto the orange cardstock, and then I have fussy cut round. I've then got these little scraps that I am also turning into banners for 2 of the cards. 2 of the cards have got the word hop because that was in there, and the other one has got a tree because why not? I'm just basically picking elements that I thought would work with the bunny rabbits. I decided I needed a third colour to bring in, so I did pull out the full sheet of 12 by 12. I hate doing that when you have to cut into a whole piece of 12 by 12 just for like a 2 centimetre strip. But there you go. To pull in the blue, but I think it works better pulling in that extra colour. So I've got 3 sort of vague layouts. I'd used a whole sheet of the 12 by 12 to cut 3 card lengths. One of them slightly narrower than the other two. The other two are standard UK C6 sized cards, or A6 sized cards. C6. It's called C6, I think, which is like a quarter of a piece of A4 or whatever, that size. And the other one is just slightly narrower because it doesn't quite stretch across to do it's sort of like a centimetre narrow or something. It doesn't quite stretch, but it's absolutely fine for what I need it for. My parents are probably going to receive that card, and they will not mind that it is a centimetre narrower than a standard card. They will not care in the slightest, nor would anybody else who was receiving it, I am sure. I took the the heart pattern paper, and I am cutting out the tiny little hearts, which takes a little while because I faff around for a bit. First I cut them all with a white border, and then I changed my mind and decided I don't want the white border because it looks scruffier than just cutting the shape itself. So that's what I decided to do. And now it is time to start thinking about assembling them. So I go for the one that's different first, which is the one that's narrower. And these are really simple cards. The great thing about these Kingston Crafts paper kits, and I'm led to believe that there might be more on their way to the UK, which is very exciting. But yeah, the great thing about them is everything kind of comes and it all coordinates, and it's easy. It's easy crafted, which is exactly what I need when I'm not feeling 100%. I must admit, I don't really want to have to use my brain too much. So I've got these sort of banners. I am putting them in there. Completely forgot I needed to trim it off at the end because I didn't want it to be quite as wide as it was, so it's just slightly narrower. And that kind of creates my little base layer for me to stick my little scene onto. It's not really a scene, a rabbit and a tree, but you know what I mean. And then I decide that for my rabbit, I want it to be dimensional, so I'm using the little adhesive foam tabs, and I am sticking them down. Now this one, I've got 3 of those little hearts that I have cut apart, and I don't have a sentiment for the front, so I'm grabbing an old Stampin' Up set called Arrange the Wreath that I don't think I'll ever get rid of, because it has this Happy Easter in it, because it also has like little eggs that you can stick on the wreath and stuff like that. I have used that for previous Easter cards, but yeah, so I have heat embossed the sentiment onto this scrap of the orange, and then I think, where am I going to stick it? I'm going to stick it at the top, and then I think, oh, that blue border would look nice, but it's just slightly too big, so I just trim it down, just taking a little breath off the end. A little slither off the edge. Don't know why breath came into my mind. Clearly delusional with the cold. But yeah, I decide that just to slither off each side, and then it's perfect to have a little mount. I ended up sticking all of my hearts on with dimensionals, and at the beginning I had wrapped that little scrap of twine that again came in the kit around the top. And the kit again comes with enamel accents in 3 different, or enamel gems. It comes in 3 different sizes, and I added some of those scattered around the bottom part of, or around the main part of the card. Right, on to card number 2. So for this one, I thought I'd carry on with the sort of like the pennant, the banner kind of feeling, and I cut that into the bottom of the main pattern paper. And then I added my 3 strips. Again, I adhered them down like to themselves first before I put them onto the card. I just thought that would be easier to get them all straight. And then I added that sticker that I've mounted onto some adhesive. And again, the H from the hop is on the foam adhesive. The rest of it is just glued down so it's flat, so it's all the same layer. My little rabbit popped up on dimensionals. It's funny, just these little elements just cry out to be raised up. I don't know why, but they do. Again, my little heart, and then inside the card for this one, last time I just added obviously the white panel. This one I have stamped the Happy Easter just using an orange ink. Probably is not the strongest of inks. Probably could have done with one that's not quite as run out, but it'll do for these cards. It's absolutely fine. Right, on to the third one. At this time I decided on a slightly different layout and decided not to follow the same one, and instead, and it is a slightly different bunny rabbit, and instead I'm going to put the little banners coming in from the left hand side. Now I glue these down, and then I trim it, and then I'm not happy, and I can't quite work out what it is, and I think it's that green one is not in the right, it's just not in the right place, or it's not straight or something. I just couldn't work it out, so I end up peeling the green off. At first I just tried to adjust it, and then I just peeled the green off. Fortunately the adhesive hadn't completely glued itself, plus I knew I was going to cover it, and then I realised that the whole thing wasn't straight, so I ended up trimming it down more in order to make it straight, using the sort of like the lines on the trimmer to make sure that that blue bit was straight, because I think that was what was sending my eye off. Again, used a foam adhesive to pop up the elements of that sticker banner that I had turned into a tag by popping a hole in it and then adding the twine to. The same for the OP for the hop, and then the H was just the H was just glued into place, and then my little bunny rabbit and my heart were popped up, and then I added the little gems onto that too. I did just tuck that little bit of twine behind the hop with a bit of glue just to keep it in place, because I thought it needed to just stay in place, otherwise it was going to look a bit weird. Again, I've cut myself a little insert, stamped my little sentiment, and that's going to go on the inside. That is me done. Quick tidy up, and I'm really happy. So 3 simple little Easter cards using the Pet Collection from Kingston Crafts, which I just think is the cutest thing ever, even if it's not the sort of thing I'm going to use much of beyond these Easter cards for things I actually need these to do. There is that hearts paper, there's a little bit of the dotty paper, and then there's some blue, and they're the only ones that I would say are more generic left. The rest are all definitely cards that you would, or elements that you would use for a pet based project. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please do give me a thumbs up if you did. Apologies for the voice once again, and subscribe if you want to see more.